Hello and welcome to another Puppets Epic Comic Review.
And wait until you see what we're going to be reading and reviewing today.
Yep. And this is going to be pretty exciting because, in celebration of the final episode of The Bad Batch Season 1, we thought it would be best, and why not, to review a comic book straight from Star Wars. And of course, straight from Star Wars, The Clone Wars, nonetheless.
But before we get started, let's quickly go over and talk about, me and Jack's thoughts on The Bad Batch, shall we?
My, I've gotta say, The Bad Batch is just totally awesome.
Yeah, we've been enjoying it since, it first started, a while back.
Yeah, I kinda didn't expect the first episode to be, say, 1 hour, but you know what? Who cares? It's The Bad Batch. If, they would want to make, episodes of The Bad Batch, whatever, 1 hour long, or just 43 minutes, I don't know. Hey, I'd be down for it.
Yeah, and as the show, as the Bad Batch proceeded, it was getting really, really, really good. And I swear, wasn't there at one point when everybody was kind of getting bored of, say, an episode or two of the Bad Batch? I swear, I thought I heard that.
I'm not really sure, and I don't think so, okay? I mean, let's face it, Dave Filoni, of course, being heavily involved in the Bad Batch and the others as well, they're trying their very best, as they always have. Even, say, an episode or two wouldn't be as really good or just so amazing. You get the idea.
Yes, indeed.
But I gotta say, and right before we get into the Star Wars The Clone Wars comic we're going to review, actually, we have a little fun fact to tell you of how we were, making this episode, and, we had other comics in mind to review in celebration of The Bad Batch. Just listen. At first we thought of, say, well, because we're celebrating the final episode of Season 1 of The Bad Batch, we were like, well, what the heck? Why not read and review a comic issue of The Bad Batch? But, oh, wait a minute. There isn't any Bad Batch comics.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Why haven't they done any yet?
I don't know, but maybe hopefully soon they will. So, we went with Plan B. Why not say, review a comic book or something that centers around Cad Bane?
Yeah, but there was a slight problem. You see, there was one Star Wars comic issue that did have Cad Bane, and that was in the Darth Maul comic series.
Yeah, because you had Cad Bane, and if I remember correctly, Aura Singh was in there too. So that meant we'd have to review all of the Darth Maul comic issues. But really, because we just wanted to just review one Star Wars comic issue with one story, no part 2 or 3, you get the idea.
So, we went with, Plan C, and it's this comic that centers around, that does entirely center on Ahsoka Tano.
Yep, Star Wars The Clone Wars Crash Course. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right into the comic itself, shall we?
Yep, got it right here. Let's get right into it.
Right. So, the cover for Crash Course is pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, I really dig the cover, because you have Ahsoka on top of those, on one of those bug droids, those, cannons, I guess it's supposed to be its nose, but it's really a cannon, and with those, spider legs,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, anyways, with that out of the way, let's dive right into the comic itself. And just like with Clone Wars, with the narration, you know what? We'll have our boss Eli do his best narrator impression. The narrator from the Clone Wars. So, take it away, Eli. Gladly. So, here we go. A new separatist threat.
Across the galaxy, the power of the Grand Army of the Republic, combined with the wise leadership of the Jedi Knights, is overcoming the superior numbers of the vast droid army of the Separatist Alliance. Desperate to win back the advantage, Count Dooku recruits a network of diabolical Separatist agents to infiltrate Republic intelligence. After Republic forces are repeatedly ambushed and defeated by General Grievous, the Jedi Council deduces the enemy knew their plans and that a spy is in their midst. Launching an investigation, Jedi Master Ki-Adi-Mundi identifies a traitor in the Republic's own Senate leadership and moves in to stop him. Will the Jedi track down the traitor before he surrenders more secrets to the enemy?
Oh, bravo, Eli, bravo!
Oh, yeah, bravo, Eli, magnifique.
Yes, that was excellent. Spot on. Thank you, boys. Now, yeah, go ahead and continue. Oh, yeah, right. Thanks. All right, let's get back, shall we?
So on the first chapter, on a rainy night in Coruscant, I assume that's where we're supposed to be. And hey, if you look closely, on the right corner, you can see Ventress watching the senator. Yep. And with a bit of dialogue that we'll read from the senator and the lizard guy.
You did not have a choice, Senator. You must cooperate with them.
I know, you are right, Meso. At least I can trust you.
We should all be so unfortunate. And so we, of course, see Ventress and these two floating droids. I kind of forget what they're supposed to be. But anyways, so Ventress says this. To have such friends, you were wise to do as Count Dooku instructed, Your Excellency. Where is the data file you promised?
I was barely able to sneak this recording past security. It holds the logs for all troop counts and timetables for the imminent Republic, I guess that's what it says, offensives. The Jedi's complete war strategy is on this file. No, wait, not until I know my family is safe.
They will be spared if your cooperation continues.
Continues? Dooku promised this would be the last time. What are you doing, Meso? I trusted you.
Closing the deal, Senator. The Separatists pay a lot more than you do. Fools, you were followed. Ha 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 ha. They didn't even pay attention. Dummy them. Is that how you say it? Continue.
Anyways, we then cut to Ki-Adi-Mundi and his clone troopers coming in to attack and, stop Ventress.
You will be a tool of the Separatists no longer, Senator, Ki-Adi-Mundi says. Then Ventress says, Then we have no further use of him.
So a lightsaber duel between Ki-Adi-Mundi and Ventress. Yeah, I do not remember us having a lightsaber duel between Ki-Adi-Mundi and Ventress in the show itself. Yeah, it would have been awesome, but, at least, we get to see it happen in the comics. Yeah, so some cool action going on with these pages, lightsaber duels and the clone troopers coming in to attack, because there were only two floating droids, and, the clone troopers, they actually get killed by them, but, the clones come in on a, clone craft, I forget the name of those already, but, some really cool stuff right here, and Ventress, she force jumps on the ship, and, yep, because, wouldn't you know it, she kills the clones. Even stabbing, the pilot, killing him instantly, as the clone trooper pilot says. Or you know what? Why don't we use this instead? Anyways, Ventress jumps off as, Ki-Adi-Mundi jumps on the ship, the ship crashes, and Ventress says to Ki-Adi, Another time, Jedi. And then Ki-Adi-Mundi says,
It will be the last time, Sith. So Ki-Adi-Mundi comes to the aid of the Senator as the Senator says,
I have failed the Republic for the sake of my loved ones.
I will help your family, Senator, Ki-Adi-Mundi says. Just hold on. The medics are on their way.
No, the price for my treachery is paid with my life. My aid will rendezvous with the Separatists delivered the data file to the Mongasa system. Mongasa.
And so the Senator dies, and, because he has a tear rolling down, and we cut back to the offices of Palpatine, Supreme Chancellor of the Republic.
This failure in your intelligence security is most disturbing, so carefully you prepared your battle plan, only for it to be compromised now. I advise you to proceed with your offensive as soon as possible. Then Ki-Adi-Mundi says, launching a major attack when the enemy knows and when we are coming will lead to the deaths of many Jedi and clones.
And then Master Yoda says, even if successful our attack is, too high would the costs be.
Then Palpatine says, the costs of war are always tragic, but what choice do we have, Master Yoda? With our recent string of defeats, in the mid-rim, the Separatists invade more systems every day. We simply cannot afford to sit by and watch the Republic be cut in two. In the name of the Senate, I must insist.
So after Yoda and Ki-Adi leave Palpatine's office, Yoda then says, most troubled I am. That attack we must, before ready we are. Dire results are born of rushed decisions.
Ki-Adi then says, there is a chance we can recover the stolen data file before it reaches the Separatists. This file has been specially encrypted and has likely not been accessed yet.
Yoda then says, yes, millions of lives could be saved if recover the stolen data file we can. Recover it, we will.
And to speed things up a little bit, the planet Queel, Republic troops, under the command of Jedi Generals Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker fight to liberate the world from the droid army. And basically, because, on the planet Queel itself, we see Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting the separatist droids in, the swamps, I guess you can say, on the planet Queel, that is. And, of course, we see Ahsoka, like she's, I don't know, riding on a sea monster or something? I don't know. Let's give it to 'em, boys, Ahsoka says. Rex, it's time to silence these guns for good. And look at that, because just like in the cover of the comic.
Yeah, because of those, spider leg droids.
Yeah, because there you go. Except for the fact that, she's wearing a space helmet or something she's on the swamp planet. Why does she have to wear that anyways?
Yeah, I do not see, say, Anakin or Obi-Wan wear it. Why does she have to wear it?
I don't know, and who cares? Let's just keep going. Ahsoka then says, get ready for some target practice. And, of course, Ahsoka, uses the Force to, push something, I guess a giant bomb or something, and Rex fires on it. It explodes. And, yep, the Separatists have been defeated. A bit of dialogue and such between Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. Looks as though, Obi-Wan is scolding Ahsoka.
Yeah, look at Obi-Wan pointing his finger and the look on Ahsoka's face.
Yeah. And so, Commander Cody contacts the Jedis, and they're being called back, I guess. And, yep, that's when Yoda and Ki-Adi-Mundi, they call them in about what's going on, and they need them for a mission.
Yep, and that's when we cut to, say, minor town capital on Mongasa. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, Mongasa.
And, of course, Anakin, Ahsoka, R2, and Rex, they use the Twilight, and They, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think they're looking for that lizard guy.
Yeah, that guy. And, so Anakin, he goes into town, looking for the lizard guy. And, yep, that's when he does find him. And, and then he says this. Jack?
Yeah, okay, I'll read this. Here. Okay, let me start over. Here is your reward, whoever you are.
So he pulls out his gun. Anakin, stops him, and the bullet kind of hits his hand and causes him to, drop the gun. And then he goes,
Yay!
"Give me the data file."
Too late, Jedi. I no longer possess it.
And then we hear a voice saying, "Here come the leaders down Dead End Alley to complete lap 1.
And then Anakin says, "Stop struggling, stop slipping." "Yeah!" he says, and he falls down and, ooh, yep, that's right. One of the pod racers kills him instantly.
And the announcer says, "Oh, we have had a most unfortunate accident. All spectators are reminded to stay off the track." Oh, and I'm sorry, are the announcers and the crowd unaware as to what has just happened? Just look at what happened. Are they just ignoring this or what? Just you tell me.
Yeah, you got a point. Okay, but anyways, to speed things up some more, Ahsoka and Rex. Oh yeah, and by the way, did you notice that Rex is in disguise?
Yeah, because earlier in the comic, when Anakin left, Rex, he disguised himself. I don't know what he's supposed to be, but hold on, let me turn the pages so I could see. Oh yeah, because this is what Ahsoka says.
Yeah, okay, I'll read it because I'm reading as Ahsoka. Mysterious is a good look for you, Rex.
Yeah, so that's what she says, and because with Rex's disguise.
Okay, but anyways, back to where we were. So some dialogue, and from like the announcer and Anakin and Ahsoka, and it seems as though because Ahsoka being entered in the pod race.
Yep. So Ahsoka now becomes a pod racer. Boy, oh boy! Like if she had ever ridden a pod racer before.
I don't know, but it's kind of cool, seeing Ahsoka now pod racing. Because, take it for example, because with Anakin, I mean, he was a pod racer. So then, because Ahsoka being Anakin's Padawan, you get the idea.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Anyways, well, and then we cut to where this blue Twi'lek, it says here, then Ahsoka, he's our prime suspect, and Ahsoka says, he's looking at me. Yep, it's the blue Twi'lek. I don't know, because I forget, like, if he's a pod racer or something, but, it's been a while since I've read this comic, so, we'll just see it as we're reading along.
So, yeah, so again, to speed things up some more, more dialogue between, Anakin and Ahsoka, and, pod racing or whatever, and, oh yeah, that's right, because, the blue Twi'lek's name is Kid, K-I-D-D, 2 Ds. Well, you could see it right here, too, you're looking at it in the video viewers. Yeah, I've got the comic right here, so if you can hear me, okay, but anyways, let's just get back to where we were. Don't want to make this video too long. So, let's see, just to speed things up some more, I guess, Kid and Ahsoka start liking each other, and then comes in this, I forget the name of the species, the horned-like creature, I guess that's supposed to resemble Satan, I don't know, but he comes in saying, "What are you doing in my stall, oil boy?" He kicks over R2, poor R2.
Yeah, and then, are you reading as Anakin? I forget.
Yes, I am.
Okay, making sure.
Okay, then Anakin says, "Hey, I'm just admiring your pod racers." "I don't believe you." "Then we're going to have a problem."
And then we cut to Kid and Ahsoka. They go to this bridge or tower, I don't know. And Kid says, "Race you to the top. Now I'll see you. Now I'll see how fast you are," Kid says. "Let me know if I should wait for you." And of course, he doesn't realize that Ahsoka, she's running fast, and it's pretty funny. And then Kid says, when he makes his way, he says, "Ahsoka, where are you?" "Waiting for you." "But I left you back. How did you... Wow, you are fast. I thought you'd never lose."
So again, to speed things up, more dialogue and such between Kid and Ahsoka. Kid gives Ahsoka a flower.
And he says, "And as beautiful as you are. Oh, thank you." And they sit down, and talk some more. And, they just talk some more, etc., etc. And we cut back to Anakin and, whoever this guy is, one of the pod racers. And they start fighting, like, the horned guy starts the fight, but Anakin just beats him to the ground, finishing off instantly. And then Anakin says,
"Had enough of the oil boy yet?" Oh yeah, because he's asking him.
And then you hear a voice say, "We were just getting started." I believe it's this Greedo guy. Well, it's not Greedo, it's just... I forget the name of that species, but he then says, "You attacked one of us. You attack us all."
"Lucky for me, you fight fair."
And then, I think this is Anakin saying this.
"Ah, oil boy."
Or is it Rex? Or I don't know. And then, I gotta do my Rex impression, because then he says this. "I see you're up to your old tricks."
And then Anakin says, "Business as usual, Rex."
And is that Watto? Is that supposed to be Watto there? Because, I'm seeing that species of Watto. I assume it's supposed to be Watto.
Yeah, and why hasn't he said a word?
I don't know. Then Kid comes in and says, "Stop! What is the meaning of this?"
"I caught her oil boy in our stall, snooping around your racer."
"So, you just wanted me to show you around so your oil boy could sabotage us." And Kid, kind of argues with Anakin as Anakin tries to, ensure him that it was his idea, etc. Anakin and Ahsoka, R2 and Rex, they leave after, Ahsoka gets in the argument, etc. And, back to the pod racers, and, the race begins. And, no dialogue here, just some shots of, with the pod racer starting, and you hear the voice say, "Pod racers, spark your engines."
Wait a minute, in The Phantom Menace, did they say start your engines or spark your engines?
Not really sure. Maybe next time when we watch The Phantom Menace, we should turn on the subtitles.
Probably so.
Yeah, but anyways, continuing on, more scenes with just a little bit of dialogue and them racing and, Anakin guiding her, etc. And, Ahsoka's, oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't break off because, again, we're looking at the comics, and as you're watching this, and because Ahsoka says, "Whoa!" and then you hear the announcer. You take it from here, Butler.
Oh yeah, that's right. The announcer says, "What a save by the new girl."
Rex says, "Nice recovery."
And then Anakin says, "She's a natural, Rex."
And then we cut to Kid saying, "The girl can race."
And again, to speed things up, more shots of the pod racers. I believe one of the pod racers crashes. One pod racer is catching up to Ahsoka.
And then Ahsoka at one point says, "Master!"
The pod racer hits Ahsoka's pod racer. Ahsoka crashes. Rex, Anakin, and R2, they go to Ahsoka's aid. Even Kid comes in and checks on her if she's okay. And, Kid says,
"Are you?" And then Anakin says,
"She's fine."
All right, and to speed things up some more, more talk here and there, and, that horned guy comes in because, it's obvious that, because, that the horned guy and Kid, they're in on something, and, Ahsoka goes off with Kid, and this is really cool because in the next page, we cut to this cantina or whatever because we see an image of Sebulba, and then this female Twi'lek says, "Welcome to the establishment of the Honorable Sebulba."
Anakin says, "Oh, great."
And then Rex says, he asks him, "I don't use the Force, but I'm sensing you know this Sebulba character?"
And then Anakin says, "Yeah, I ran into him once or twice." Yeah, because, what's left of his pod racer and a statue of, a bust of Sebulba. Could you imagine if Anakin as a Jedi ran into Sebulba?
Yeah, and imagine if Sebulba did return in, say, the Clone Wars, and how, if anything would happen, because of Anakin running into him again. But if you remember, in Season 2 of the Clone Wars, we did get the appearance of Sebulba's species. They're called the Dugs. In that, they were fighting off against the Zilla Beast, and in which the Dugs wanted the Zilla Beast killed, but the Jedi and Chancellor Palpatine, they pretended that they would kill him, as they didn't want to kill him. They'd bring him back for experimenting, that kind of stuff. And on to Coruscant! Of all places where they can take the Zilla Beast. And you know what? Because the Zilla Beast causes chaos and destroys half of Coruscant. Yada, 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 yada.
Well, anyways, so the horned guy contacts who else than Count Dooku. Yep, that's right, the horned guy was a spy.
We should have figured.
Yep. Well, anyways, so the conversation between Dooku and the horned guy, actually, the horned guy is named Agent 16, but what's his actual name?
Yeah, did we ever learn his real name? I don't know. Just, we're reading through this and, to speed things up, yada, yada, yada. Let's just keep going.
Right. So, Dooku first says, "Agent 16, have you taken possession of the Republic's data file?" And then Agent 16 says, "I have it, Dooku, but I'm afraid your career met with a mysterious agent." I'm sure that's what he says. "Unfortunately," as Dooku says, "it was before he collected his payment. The information on that file is extremely urgent. Why haven't you transmitted it? The file has been encoded with some kind of double encryption lock. What's with the extreme security all of a sudden?" And then Dooku says, "The Jedi have become aware of your intelligence gathering operation." Then Agent 16 says, "The Jedi? You promised we wouldn't have to worry about them."
And we cut to R2 overhearing them, and because Rex and Anakin, they hear this too, and now they know that he's working with Count Dooku.
Yep, good old R2. He's such a good and clever droid.
Oh yeah, we all love R2.
Anyways, we cut back to Ahsoka and Kid, some dialogue and conversation between the two, and even up to when they are literally about to kiss. Holy crap! Ahsoka and Kid were literally about to kiss?
Wow, and don't you remember when in, I believe, in Season 4, that Lux grabbed Ahsoka and kissing her because the Death Watch was coming in and they would have, overheard what Ahsoka was saying? Yeah, that kind of stuff. You get the idea. But right before they kiss, they are, humorously interrupted by Anakin. Of course, it's supposed to be funny.
As Anakin says, I know enough about racers to know they shouldn't get too close to the competition.
So, I guess he did see them going in for a kiss.
Probably so. As Anakin says, you're loaning us to a Turbo 999. Why don't you race it, kid?
And then Kid says, I'm used to my other pod racer. Well, I'll leave you two to get ready for the big race. And Ahsoka, for luck.
What was that, Jack?
I just did it with my lips, because why not? And, never mind.
Yeah, so, he does kiss her on the cheek.
Yep. So he goes off and this with a weird smiley face. I don't know what to make up with that.
Yeah, me neither.
Ahsoka then says, that wasn't what you think, Master.
Then Anakin says, it's okay. You did as I asked, and I got close to him, and has all paid off.
What do you mean, Ahsoka asks.
We saw Maxis contact Dooku. Oh, that's his name, Maxis. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Now we know his name. I guess we really didn't pay attention to we didn't pay attention to any of the other characters in the comic say his name, but now we do.
Yeah, we're too lazy to... Oh, never mind. Anyways, as I was reading as Anakin, they have the data file. Kid and his crew are the separatist spies we've been looking for.
Are you sure? Asks Ahsoka. Then Rex says, Dooku has an agent coming to collect the file from them sometime during the race.
But anyways, to cut things short, I guess, Ahsoka kind of upset, that kind of stuff, and, we cut to Kid and Maximus, they are talking about the, Anakin and Ahsoka. Oh, yeah, even Maximus reveals to Kid that Ahsoka's a Jedi, I guess this does kind of upset Kid, Anyways, so then we cut to the pod race, and, just help me get rid of the Jedi, Maximus says, obviously. Then the announcer says, we're at the halfway point, and the big three have opened up a huge lead. Kid, Kareen, new racer Ahsoka Tano, and Maximus are in positions 1, 2, and 3.
And of course, Anakin, he's in contact with Ahsoka, yada yada yada, and the announcer says, Butler,
right. And the leaders are headed into the pipes.
What is this, a junkyard or something? Where are they at? And what, never mind, let's just keep reading.
Yeah. More from the announcer. And Maximus makes his move. Whoa, but Tano makes him pay. Maximus takes the lead into the doom pipes. Let me flip the page and keep going. Okay, and your turn, Jack.
Yeah. Ahsoka says, how was that, Master?
And then Anakin says, reckless and irresponsible, but well executed.
Hey, pod racing isn't for the weak-hearted. I think you might... this is your part, Butler.
Yeah, right. I think you might be getting the hang of this, Ahsoka. And they're headed to begin the final lap.
And then Ahsoka says, Master, what is Maximus doing?
I'm not sure. A curious decision here. Maximus has dropped into the pits before the final lap.
And then the Greedo creature guy, the species of Greedo, says, Dooku's representatives have just arrived. They will meet you in the Skeleton Straits.
I don't want to keep them waiting.
And we see what he's holding, and Anakin says,
the data file.
Oh yeah, that's right, the data file.
And thus, Anakin and Rex spring into action with some cool, pictures here, of Anakin running to his pod racer. He makes his way out of there. Anakin contacts Ahsoka, saying, Ahsoka, Maximus has the file. They knew I was coming. Rex Rex, our cover is blown. We've got to help Ahsoka.
We got our own problems, General, says Rex. And they spring into action. More, the ones that were on Maximus's side springs into action too. Even the Watto creature guy. Definitely it's not Watto.
No, it's not.
Didn't we already fight these scum, sir?
Let's change the outcome this time.
Yep, and so they take care of them. We cut back to the pod racing, and the announcer once again is saying, Butler.
Right. What is this? The leaders have broken off the track and are heading for the Skeleton Straits. They must have lost their minds.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Are you totally unaware of what's going on back where Anakin and Rex are? Because there's a whole fight going on with a lightsaber and blasters.
Yeah, seriously, what's with them? I mean, seriously, pay attention!
So we continue on with the race as Maximus says, Butler.
Right. All right, kid. You ready to pay Tano back for lying to you?
Just get it over with, Maximus.
So Maximus runs into Ahsoka, damaging part of her pod racer, and Maximus then says, Oil Boy can't help you now, liar.
And then Ahsoka says, Kid, I know this isn't who you are. Please don't do this. Kid says, What difference does it make? You're not who you said you were. So who cares if I'm not either? And then Ahsoka says, Kid, I need your help. It's not too late to change your path.
Then Maximus says, Get clear, kid. I'm gonna finish her.
And then Kid is about, changes his path and, changes his mind, etc., and steps in to save the day.
And then Maximus says, What are you doing, kid?
Your spying days are over, Maximus. I'd rather go to the stockade forever than let her get hurt. You know you can't beat me, so give it up.
If you want to save the Jedi, it's your end of days. I've got a delivery to make. Enjoy your time together, you two. It'll be short. Ha!
I have a little problem. My throttle's locked on. I can't slow down. I'm gonna get you, says Kid. Jump!
Ahsoka then jumps. Her pod race crashes. And, she's holding on.
After Maximus. It's kind of funny, because her holding on to part of Kid's pod race.
Yeah.
And then he says, whatever you say.
Meanwhile, back where we see Anakin, Rex, and R2 fighting off the bad guys, with Maximus. Oh, look at that! The Watto creature was killed.
Hell yeah, I almost didn't notice.
I'm going after Ahsoka. You can handle things here.
Your droid and I will make do.
So Anakin gets on a speeder. He goes after and helps Ahsoka. We cut back to the pod race, and Ahsoka then activates her lightsaber.
And she says, Get us closer!
Then we see Ventress. She jumps on Maximus's pod race. No dialogue, just some shots of, Ventress on the pod race. Ahsoka jumping on Maximus's pod race.
And then she says, Remember me? You will be forgotten soon after your death. And thus begins a little lightsaber duel between Ahsoka and Ventress. You'll have to do better than that.
Yeah, it's really cool, because, remember in the Clone Wars, Ahsoka and Ventress had some good lightsaber duels.
Yeah, and even Ahsoka called... Well, not Ahsoka. Ventress called Ahsoka Skywalker's little pet.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Well, anyways, and then Ventress says...
Try this, youngling. Yeah, she force pushes Ahsoka. Says Ahsoka. There's the data file, and it's damaged, as we see. And Ventress goes, No! Yep, because too bad for Ventress, because, the data file's now ruined.
Then Ahsoka comes... No, not Ahsoka. Anakin comes in, and oh yeah, he was the one that destroyed the data file. That data file won't be much use now that I've force-crushed it. Well, no duh. And once again, no dialogue, just some cool shots. Ahsoka destroying parts of Maximus's pod race. It cuts in half. And then and oh yeah, did you notice that his horns were sliced off? Oh yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah. And then Maximus says, "Help me! Help me! Help me!" A vulture droid comes in, Ventress jumps on, and then all that Ventress can say to Maximus is, "Help yourself." As Maximus, he gets killed as his pod race gets destroyed. Bleh. Oh well. Yeah, that was pretty cool what Ventress said. And yep, so much for the data file. Now it's been destroyed. And yeah, Ventress throws it. Anakin catches it, and Ahsoka says, "You told me to stay close to him. I can't get much closer." And we cut back and we see that Ben Quadronero had won the race.
It's nice to see Ben Quadronero finally winning a pod race.
Yeah, definitely, because, he didn't even get to, race, because his pod race was having malfunctions. And at one point, if you remember, his pod race, destroys, and, they go, everything of the pod race, bits and pieces of the pod race go flying, etc. And it's nice to see, that Ben Quadronero, he did get to race, and, best of all, he got to win.
And now we come to our last 3 pages, where some dialogue and conversation between Kid, Anakin, and Ahsoka. Kid first says, "You could have been one of the greatest on the circuit. You probably still have a few good years left." Anakin then says, "When this war is over, maybe we'll get together for a little friendly race." Yeah, don't think so. Then Kid says, "I'll be waiting, Skywalker." No you won't. And then Kid says, "With Maximus retired, I have an opening on my racing team. Thank you, but just as you are, wholeheartedly committed to racing, I am wholeheartedly committed to the Jedi Order." And then Kid, kisses Ahsoka's hand and says, "I figured as much. If you're as good as a Jedi as you are a racer, you'll help end the war in no time." And then Ahsoka, getting on the Twilight, says, "Then I'll be back with Master Skywalker for our rematch." And we get a shot of the Twilight leaving, Kid waving goodbye, and our last page where Obi-Wan contacts Anakin and Ahsoka. And Obi-Wan says, "So while I've been slugging it out on Queel against the droids, you've been pod racing?" "It was worth it, Master. We recovered the data file."
"And made some new friends."
"I think I have to be more careful what situations I put you in."
"I can handle any situation you put me in." "I full believe it. After all, she is your secret weapon."
"That she is, Master. That she is."
And R2 gets the last line of the comment going, "Bleep doot."
Yeah, that's kind of weird when you'd read that in a comic.
Yeah, but why not? For the fun of it. And of course, we get the words "the end," and that's the end of the horse comic issue of Star Wars The Clone Wars Crash Course.
Oh, and by the way, check out this at the end of the comic. Something to do with Indiana Jones. I just felt like showing it. But, aside from that, this comic is awesome.
Oh, yeah, it is, Butler. I think the story is pretty good itself, and seeing Ahsoka pod race, and, Anakin, coaching her and so on, it's like, passing the torch of pod racing, from Anakin to Ahsoka. It's really cool, and you know what? It would have been awesome if we would have seen this in the show itself of the Clone Wars, and with the Clone Wars animation, you get the idea. It would have been a lot of fun to see that in the show. I know, but, it works really good as a comic. I mean, let's face it, Horse Comics and whoever else they've made comics of the Clone Wars, they've done a spot-on job, doing comics and, stories of the Clone Wars. And with Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan, you name it. Yes, I couldn't agree more, Butler. So there you go, us reviewing and reading a Star Wars comic, and specifically a Star Wars The Clone Wars comic, in celebration of the season finale of The Bad Batch. We hope you all enjoyed, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Puppets Epic Comic Review. Thank you for watching.
And may the Force be with you. Bye. See you next time.